Have you ever felt invisible? You fix their problems, you carry their burdens, but when the decisions are made, you were not even in the room. They treat your kindness like weakness. They treat you like a pair of old shoes, useful only when the road is rough. But remember this, the person who holds the pillar is the most dangerous one to push away, because when they leave silently, the roof collapses. Thomas had spent 40 years inside the belly of the Iron King. He didn't just know the engine, he felt it. If a piston missed a beat, Thomas knew it before the computer sensors did. He treated the machine like a living child. He would speak to it. "Easy now, old girl," he would whisper, greasing the gears with his scarred, trembling hands. But to the outside world, he was invisible. The passengers on the deck drank champagne, admiring the speed of the ship, never realizing that the speed came from the sweat of an old man they would never meet. Trouble began when Captain Leo took command. Leo was young, educated at the best naval academy, and obsessed with technology. One afternoon, Thomas walked up to the bridge. He looked out of place in his dirty overalls against the shiny white floor. "Captain," Thomas said softly, "the pressure valve on Sector 4 is vibrating. It's not on the screens yet, but I can feel it. We need to slow down." Leo didn't even look up from his tablet. "Slow down? We're on a schedule, Thomas. The computer shows green lights. Are you questioning the system?" "Machines don't lie, sir, but sensors do," Thomas replied calmly. Leo stood up, his face red with arrogance. "You are obsolete, Thomas. You and your feelings belong in a museum. Get out of my bridge, and don't come back unless I call you." Thomas stood there for a second, his dignity crushed, but he simply nodded. "As you wish, Captain." A week later, at the port, Leo made his move. He fired Thomas to save budget for a new automated system. "Take your things and go," Leo commanded. Thomas packed his small bag. He walked to the gangway. He stopped. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a heavy, rusted, strange-looking crank key. It was a manual override key, a fail-safe he had built himself, just in case the modern systems failed. He placed it on the railing. "You might need this," Thomas said. Leo laughed, kicked the key off the railing, and watched it splash into the dark water. "I don't need your junk," Leo smirked. Thomas watched the key sink. He didn't say a word. He just walked away. 3 days later, nature decided to test the young captain. A storm like any other hit the ship. Lightning struck the main mast. The surge fried the electrical grid. The screens went black. The green lights Leo trusted so much vanished. The engine sputtered and died. "Restart it," Leo screamed at his young crew. They typed furiously on keyboards. "We can't, Captain. The software is frozen." Leo ran down to the engine room himself. He banged on the control panel. He pulled levers. Nothing. The ship was drifting toward jagged rocks. The waves were smashing against the hull like giant hammers. For the first time in his life, Leo felt true terror. He realized that his degrees and tablets couldn't stop the ocean. "The manual crank!" the old cook shouted. "Thomas built a manual crank for this exact situation. Where is the key?" Leo froze. Time seemed to stop. He saw the flashback clearly. The rusted key on the railing, the splash in the water, the smirk on his own face. He fell to his knees. He hadn't just thrown away a piece of metal. He had thrown away their life. He looked at the silent engine, wishing, praying that Thomas would walk out from the shadows and fix it, but nobody came. The engine room was cold and empty. They were saved only by a miracle distress signal to a nearby tugboat, but the Iron King was towed back to port in shame. Leo resigned the next day. He learned a lesson that no academy could teach. We often mistreat the people who are always there, the employees who never complain, the partners who always support, the friends who always listen. We think they're weak because they're silent. But remember this,
The anchor is heavy, it is rusted, and it stays at the bottom, unseen. But without it, the ship is lost. Do not wait for the storm to value your anchor, because once they are gone, no amount of noise can save you.